Are there things in your life growing like weeds? Let's look at today how we can maintain the garden of your life. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Johnny here with Tell a Friend. Man, I just want to say thank you all for joining me today. And today we're going to look at gardening and weeds in your life. Well, me, honestly, I'm not a big gardener, so I don't know much about weeds. But what I do know, all of us, every one of us, at one time in your life or another, have had some anger, bitterness, hatred, upset, worry, anxiety. Things in your life are like weeds in a garden, right? Now, these weeds in a garden, they all have a root system. You can cut the top off, you can cut them off, but that's still not addressing the weeds that are, or the roots, sorry, that are underneath the surface of the ground, right? So the other day, Connie had asked me, or she had bought some plants, some vegetables and fruit stuff. She said if I can plant all these things, and we have a small garden, she asked me to plant them. So I said, okay, yeah, no problem. I really didn't want it, but I said, okay, yeah, I would. So I dug the holes and I asked Sarah to come out to help me out, and she ended up planting a lot of these things. So basically my one job was to just water to maintain these plants and vegetables, right? So what I did was I sprayed the sprayer on one plant and I literally broke the whole thing off. I broke it off, right? And I was kind of bummed out. I was like, oh man, just planted this stuff, and man, so you know what I did? I ended up ignoring it. And someone once said, if you ignore it, it will grow. Now, talking about weeds and your personal life, right? So that, remember that thought, if you ignore it, it will grow. So over the course of about 2-3 weeks, I totally ignored this plant that I had broke like the very first day when I was watering it. I was kind of maintaining, watching the other ones, kind of watering them. Over the course of a couple weeks, this plant started growing again. It was pretty cool. And I thought I just ignored it and I thought it wouldn't grow, right? But why did it grow? Because it had a root system. On the surface, it was gone. The surface, it was flat, it was down. But underneath, it had a root system. Like some of those things in your life, some of those resentment, bitterness, anger, worry, anxiety, fear, all those things in your life, all those things have a root system, and you can cut them off from the top, but if you don't dig deep down and remove those things from your life, those things will grow when you least expect them, right? Now, like I said, I'm not much of a gardener, a gardener, but what I do know how to fix those weeds in your garden. So what I do now is I have bought this concentrate. It's a weed and feed. So basically I mix it and I spray all the weeds now, right? To get rid of them, all of them. So what do you need to do in your life to start getting, deep down those roots, getting rid of those roots in your life, right? So I'm gonna tell you kind of a funny story, if you will. So I like going at grocery store shopping, but when I go, I have this thing I do now. I have to do this all the time. I got to, once I'm done shopping and I'm headed to the cash register, I have to look in the basket and I have to put something back. And yes, I can hear already people say, I'm not just putting back the healthy stuff, right? I got to put back, I have to look there and honestly say, what do I not need in there that I can live without, right? And like literally, when I leave at the end of the day, I did not need what I left behind. And there's two things it does. One, the obvious, right? It saves me money. But two, I learned that those things I really can live without, right? So how can you start decluttering, if you will, or getting the weeds out of your garden? One, you have to identify them and start taking them out and saying, these things are unhealthy. You may have to make some new friends. You may have to get some new relationships, may a new job. Whatever it is, you got to start digging deep in those weeds and pulling them out. Now today, man, if you're dealing with these issues in your life that are like weeds and not growing, you start digging them out. Start digging them out and getting rid of them. Listen, these are the only way we're gonna live a healthy and a successful life. See, we're gonna be blessed, but we have to get rid of these things in our lives. Listen, I love you. Don't forget to tell a friend. And if you need a friend, I'm here for you. Take care. God bless. Love y'all. Johnny. Bye.